Well, Black and White Network, everything you've seen about Kamala Harris from the mainstream media is fake. Told you guys that yesterday in the video. It is manufactured. Kamala Harris is not popular. They're talking about her surging in the polls. Now we know that the polls are definitely geared towards Democrats, but even with that, man, it's actually showing that Donald Trump is actually still up nationwide. In the swing states, he's doing very well in the swing states. Well, guys, if Kamala Harris is so great, so popular, surging, why do we actually have a Democratic senator that wants nothing to do with her as he's actually going up for re-election? Now, I'm talking about Senator Sherrod Brown. He is in Ohio. Now, Ohio really is a red state now. Used to be more of a swing state, but it is red. He's up for re-election and he wants nothing to do with Kamala Harris. And by the way, guys, according to the polls, he's actually leading his opponent. He's leading his opponent by something like 4 points. Comfortable margins, right? But he wants nothing to do with the DNC, nothing to do with Kamala Harris. You know, the great savior of the Democratic Party. I find it interesting, guys, that he wants to abandon them right before the DNC. Let's get into it, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button to get access to the same thing. And everyone can also support us by becoming a member on blackandwhitenetwork.com or supporting us on Locals, both for just $5 per month. Check the links in the description, guys. So here we go. Check this out. Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown to skip DNC will not campaign with Kamala Harris. Yes, this Democrat here knows that it is not a good look to be campaigning with Kamala Harris, especially in a state that's actually trending to the right, even though you allegedly are actually leading in the polls. Interesting, guys. Interesting. And now the polls could definitely be wrong, but they're saying that he's up by 4 points. Look here. It says Senator Sherrod Brown will reportedly skip the Democratic National Convention and will not be campaigning with Kamala Harris in her bid for president. Wow. Brown, who finds himself in a difficult re-election battle in a state trending towards former President Donald Trump, will also reportedly not issue a defense of Beijing Biden's handling of the southern border with Mexico, per CNN. Brown will instead keep his focus on Republican challenger Bernie Moreno by attacking his character and past business practices. Quote, "It's not left or right. It's not who you vote for president," Brown told CNN. "It's who stands up for the people in the state." Nearly all Democrat senators or Senate Democrats in contested states have faced an uphill battle when asking voters to split the ticket between them and former President Donald Trump. Yeah, I find that the polls are probably going to be wrong because definitely Donald Trump is going to win Ohio. So if you are a Democrat counting on split tickets, that's going to be a major problem, guys, because when you walk in the booth, man, the first thing you're going to see is president. And we know that Donald Trump is going to win Ohio. Are people actually really going to vote Democrat for senator? We'll have to see what happens, man. Anyway, it goes on. As noted by CNN, quote, "Just one candidate in the 69 Senate races in 2016 and 2020 won when their state voted for a presidential candidate of the opposite party." So 1 out of 69. This man's in trouble, man. He knows it. Brown intends to keep the focus strictly on Moreno in hopes that voters will make the leap by simultaneously voting for Trump and sticking with him. That states, man, I don't see how they do this, man. They'll go out there and they'll vote for President Trump. And then you have a Democrat in a super red state like Kentucky. It doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah. Anyway, when asked if he would campaign with Harris, Brown said the two have different strategies. Quote, I got my own schedule, Brown said. She's got her own schedule. I will focus on my race. My strategy is perhaps different from hers, talking about the differences on abortion rights and on the minimum wage between Bernie Moreno and me, and how I fight every day for the dignity of work. Brown also said he will skip the convention. Quote, I often skip conventions, Brown said, adding that he will not defend Kamala's record. Quote, my fight is to fight for Ohio workers. You can talk about the presidential race. That's your job. I know that what will matter is people vote for me because I stand up for workers and will continue to fight for workers. Thing is, though, let's say Kamala Harris does win the White House. He's probably going to vote with Kamala Harris a lot. And that is a major problem. And I'm pretty sure the voters actually know that as well. Democrats will have to retain Ohio if they hope to keep their small majority in the U.S. Senate, which they will likely lose this election cycle now that West Virginia may swing towards Republicans with Montana on the brink. Yeah, I think that Montana and definitely West Virginia is going Republican, man. West Virginia voted for Trump like at an 80% clip, but they had Joe Manchin, who is not going to be running again. Even if Joe Manchin actually won, guys, Joe Manchin was going to lose his seat. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Now, it does baffle my mind, guys, how some of these states, red states, they actually will vote super red, but then they'll let the Democrat. You know, especially in this day and age, man, it makes absolutely no sense to do that. It really doesn't. Bernie Moreno told CNN, his opponent, that Kamala Harris being at the top of the ticket will help his chances. I completely agree. Quote, oh, it helps me tremendously, Moreno said. So maybe Scranton Joe had a little bit of credibility here in Ohio. San Francisco Kamala absolutely does not. Yeah. And I believe this Democrat actually sees right on the wall, man. Sherrod Brown is in trouble. He is in big trouble. He can't be seen with Democrats. He can't be seen with Kamala Harris. He will not campaign with her. Because if he shows any support, man, for Kamala Harris, he's done. He's done. So he needs the ticket to be split. And I believe that's going to be a major, major problem, guys. He knows people are going to vote Trump, but he needs them to vote for him too. Wow. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.